Apple kicked off its global annual developers conference today in Cupertino, California. Of course, this was a virtual event, and they released a ton of new features and technologies. Among them, Apple is bringing a new privacy dashboard to its latest software dubbed iOS 15 to make it easier to see which apps are collecting data from you and when. Take a listen.
It ensures that the traffic leaving your device is encrypted, so no one can intercept and read it. Then all of your requests are sent through two separate internet relays. It's designed so that no one, including Apple, can see both who you are and what sites you're visiting. And it does all this without compromising performance.
All right, here to talk more about the news coming out of Apple and its developers conference today is Santosh. He is head of research at Manhattan Venture Partners, and he follows Apple closely. Santosh, it's been a while. Great to see you here.
Great to see you.
Day.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Busy day for Apple, and I'm just wondering, when there were a lot of announcements made, but is anything in particular from where you stand, anything in particular popping out to you?
No, I think not so far. I think it was as expected. We expected cool features, upgrades to all their operating systems. I like the drag feature between the Macs and the iPads. So all those are cool features. The iWatch has some upgrades, all that. I think the big thing was about the privacy. They value their privacy. I think they're giving us something new there. So other than that, I think it's essentially in line with what we were expecting. Let's see down the road. I need to see more and read more and watch more. But at this point, the first take is that it's in line, cool features as usual, true to form. Apple does that very well. But the bigger issue, I think, right now is usually this is a pep rally, and Apple right now has to do more than just give a pep rally. It has to address certain concerns in the face of legal overhang with the Epic battle and a few other things. So I think they have to manage the pep rally versus addressing some concerns. So that's what we need to see.
Okay, I want to talk more about, how some app developers may not be too pleased with Apple at the moment. But I want to talk about some more of the announcements they made today. This was an interesting one. Apple announced that FaceTime is going to be available for web users, so that means people outside the Apple ecosystem can get on a FaceTime call. So people who have Android, Windows PCs will be able to do that. Admittedly, this would have been, I guess, a little better if it were released during the depths of the pandemic when so many more people were going virtual. But what do you think about that move? And is it going to have, do you think, a material impact on Apple's bottom line?
No, I don't think so. I think on the face of it, this is good. It's good optics as well. I think the big issue is that walled garden and how people are shutting down. There's a question of monopoly, anti-competitive, and all that thing. To the extent it can allow to go beyond the Apple garden, I think that's good. It's good for Apple. I'm sure good in the long term for the bottom line. It's slightly different from what Apple did in the past, but that's good. That's needed. They need to move away from that. So there's a lot of issues. It's in the crosshairs of regulators and antitrust guys here and in Europe and everywhere. So all these small incremental steps, I think, are net positive in terms of removing any doubts about the value of Apple.
We know that Apple has been under intense pressure when it comes to people's privacy. What are the apps they're using, collecting on them? Do you think that today's announcement goes far enough? Or, for many companies, a lot of this is lip service. They're saying what they think the public wants to hear with regards to privacy, but it doesn't really have any teeth. What's your take on what Apple announced?
Yeah, I think on the face of it, my first take, I need to read the fine print there, but I think it just looks like a small step forward, meeting people's concerns. But I'm sure they're not just giving away everything. So we'll wait and see. But I think this is definitely an incremental positive. But we'll see how far they'll go in that and how much the people will be happy with that. But at this point, definitely they needed to do something about it. They need to take away the spotlight on them about how they just manage everything, dominate everything, keep away competition, then it's a walled garden, and how Facebook has concerns about it. And then they have the take rate, which is a big elephant in the room. They need to address that as well. So there are a lot of issues out there. All these small steps, I think, kind of chip away at the big concerns that people have against Apple.
All right, Santosh Rayo, Head of Research at Manhattan Venture Partners. Thanks for being with us.